4 weeks back, I started a Gen AI project building an immersive Harry Potter experience. It was an answer to a journey I have been on since 2023, learning artificial intelligence. I know many people like me are trying to master this field, artificial intelligence or deep learning, because it is technology of a lifetime. As transformative fire's innovation was to hunters, as transformative industries innovation was to us when from medieval times to the post-industrialization era. Similarly, AI is that important. And that's why even more important to catch up with this important field. The journey of this has been difficult. If you watch my other videos on this channel, you will know. It's I went through all the problems everybody goes when they start this field. The complexity and difficulties, how to deal with them, rest of the videos talk about. In this video, I'm talking about a tip specific interesting thing I learned, which is if while learning with artificial intelligence, you also decide a target industry, it will accelerate your transition into this AI field. So, for example, if you go and share market and you check S&P 500 industries, all the top industries, if you kind of like find specifically one in which there is a direct application of AI and it could actually do with those innovations. So by learning the gaps of a specific industry, by also having the technical domain knowledge of that industry, so that you are also a data scientist and you are also that target industry specialist. So for example, if you are a writer, if you target writing industry, then being able to write well, you will know all the pain points of, let's say, writer or editor or publisher or whatever. You can target that entire process as a data scientist because you know those pains inside out. And you have also studied the writing craft, the how the whole industry works. So by combining your AI knowledge with target industry knowledge is how you will do the transition. If you learn AI in isolation, it is not going to be useful. This is a big mistake I made. If I had chosen target industry while I was beginning, it would have been fun because I would have had a use case to apply whatever knowledge I'm learning to. And if I had chosen some interesting project in that target industry, so that's the second point here. A place, a project which you can identify, which is interesting personally to you. And at the same time, it should be useful to the society. So when it is interesting to you, you are more likely to do it because you don't require motivation, quite a lot of motivation for that thing because it is interesting to you, right? And if at the same time you're able to achieve either and or, uh, it's like if you can achieve usefulness on that project, usefulness for others, so that they may also pay you, then your knowledge is actually immediately valuable to anyone. So choosing a target industry and choosing an interesting and useful project, that thing is what I realized late on my journey of learning AI. And answer to that was this Harry Potter project, generative AI thing. So I chose Harry Potter because I love Harry Potter. I love reading. Harry Potter was the first book series in English I read when I was in 11th standard. And my wife, she is also an avid reader like me. She loves actually them even more than I do. And we both have being, fans of the series and books. We actually have a huge, passion for this topic, like many millennials. It is interesting. And if I can actually build experiences like this, so if I can build an immersive Harry Potter reading experience wherein I'm reading a chapter. So for example, I have this Mina Lima's book edition with me. This is also an amazing thing wherein in pop-up charts and diagrams of the Harry Potter world are given so nicely. So we have this fat lady's picture here, and it actually opens. It actually opens like this. So And after opening it, it actually glimpses you into the common room of Gryffindor. So Harry Potter, when we go into this room and then when we say the password, this opens and then there is the common room. Sorry, it's not that well, but you get it, right? This is so amazing, and this is just one of the ways of increasing immersion. There is another book which is Harry Potter Illustrated. So for Harry Potter, it is a valuable thing for the society if I can build interesting, and it is personally interesting, so I don't require much motivation to continue to work on. So by finding this intersection, by finding this sweet spot, you will accelerate your AI journey a lot. Okay, so this was a multi-weight thing to kind of like help you decide something which might be useful. And like me, you can also copy this project also, because this domain of being able to take, let's say, a book series like Harry Potter, you can go for any other series. There are so many books, right? And entertainment as an industry is a huge industry. Okay, so music, gaming, and movies industry. If you search here, you will get a visual way of how much is the entire revenue and how huge these fields are. So, movies and TV series, which we watch on TVs, the content side, it's a $1 billion industry, and it can be transformed with the technological tools which are have become very much possible because of AI, which is Unreal Engine. This is a gaming engine which can build gaming maps or assets, but it can do them so well that the maps which you build for films are also accessible as is in games, and the maps you build for games are also usable in films. So what is happening is, with Unreal Engine, which enables easy navigation through this, whether it is music or film or a video game, they all have a same pipeline. Now suddenly, not only your market combines, but it also expands a lot. So this just in 2016, it was this 100 billion. But if you check the latest things, they will be a lot more. So right now, we these markets get combined, and the future of the industry is even more immersive experiences, which will come in future. And that's why, if you choose this project like me, if you are able to take anything which you love, are able to convert it either into a very good illustrated edition in which there are a lot of choices. So it's a generative AI project you could choose. So I chose Harry Potter because I love Harry Potter. There is next book I'm gonna decide is Ponniyin Selvan. So by having this skill, I can actually target even Warner Brother industry, their project, because they are right now building a Harry Potter TV series. So choose a industry that's where your skills are utilizable in any project. So choose an industry in whose project I'm going to apply my artificial intelligence knowledge to. And then this makes everything learning easier, and it also makes my job prospects easier, and ensuring that my skills are actually what are required in the market. Okay. So this whole extended origin story of the journey, all for just one thing, the project which I started as a generative AI Harry Potter. So I took that further in last 4 weeks. Okay, I have been reading Harry Potter since since April this year, and I have read all 7 books again. I'm going through the illustrated editions because that is the research of the problem. If do more research and I use that knowledge and I apply my AI knowledge to it on how to make it better, I'm also having fun and I'm also applying my knowledge to an interesting thing. So I did all that and I created the first book, Harry Potter Philosopher's Stones. What are its connected things in story? So in Harry, we have a book, Harry Potter book. We have Harry Potter movie. There is Harry Potter upcoming TV series. I could build a Harry Potter video game also, which replicates the same thing. Okay. So with help of Unreal Engine, in Unreal Engine is a software where you build something virtually. So for example, for movie and TV series, how would the production would have been before? They would have actually built a set. Sanjay Leela Bhansali builds a set. Whether it is a song target or whether it is some specific location, you have to build a set. More sets you build, more immersive the film experience is. So this is what happens when we are doing it in real life. But when you are doing it in Unreal Engine in a virtual environment, then what happens is like we can directly combine actors and put them into those virtual environment immediately. So this makes filmmaking, game making accessible to everyone. Because of Unreal Engine, what has become possible is this has made indie projects possible. Means something like Harry Potter is actually now accessible to even people who want to make TV series and films which are as high quality as the ones we currently see in the market. So all of these effects, they are very high quality effects. Just take a look, right? All built in Unreal Engine. It's very high quality. Okay, so this indie thing is your target domain and learning the target industry. So I checked and I studied and I divided them into 6 arcs. Okay, so 6 arcs wherein every 3 chapters form a group, and we have such groups here, six. Okay, and then making the list of sets required. So when this movie was made, these many sets were actually done. If you check 6 arcs, there are 1 or 2 or 3 levels at every stage of the movie. Building them actually is expensive, but if I'm able to build a level in Unreal Engine, it is even more amazing, and that is my target. So learning game development and filmmaking at the same time as a domain where I'm going to apply my AI knowledge. So I went, I checked, I read the screenplay of Harry Potter 1 and divided it into further subsections, so that when I build a Unreal Engine and I kind of like want to, let's say, build, let's say I'm talking about this part where I'm talking about Dursley's life, how it is before Harry comes in their life, how's their regular day look like. So, this part of the book, which is like first 1 2 pages, in that there will be, either I could build the whole engine, the whole level, which is like private drive before Harry Potter comes. And then kind of like there are only changes to the same set when Harry comes and when Harry grows there. So it is divided, this whole acts or arc in storytelling is divided into sequence. And then I studied these terms in filmmaking. Any story, film, TV series, or whether video game, they all have a story. It's divided majorly into acts. Acts are very few. Act one, two, three, setup, confrontation, resolution, or there are maybe 5 acts. These are very limited. They don't tell much details about the story. It is only comment on structure of the story. Then inside it are the arcs, which are part of the, a complete character arc or something. So this is a complete self-contained part of the story, and this is what I wrote here: arc 1 2 3 4. So in introduction of the world, everything, the Mughal world, we are still in the Mughal world. We are only, getting a hint of the magical world, and intro to the magical world is where we actually get the feeling, wherein we go to Diagon Alley, we go to the Gringotts Bank and take money. So it's a arc. It's you can see, oh, this is the domain knowledge. Okay, so we have 6 arcs, and they're divided like these, and inside these each arc is made up of multiple sequences. Sequences are made up of scenes. This I found by reading Harry Potter screenplay. So if you check, just search on Google, you will easily find screenplay of Harry Potter and Sorcerer's Stone. Actual screenplay of the film which was shot. We have the film also available to watch and learn from and research from. We have the screenplay also with us, and then I build my own thing. I read the book, I convert it into screenplay, which I think is even better, and then from that content I build a even more targeted solution for the immersive book. So this whole project, when gets done, it builds a very nice, valuable project. Okay. And the progress I have made is designing this whole thing. So I went through the whole book, divided into the its corresponding arcs. Inside arc, I divided into sequence, which is a self-contained sub part of that arc. Okay. So in arc, it is introduction to the normal world, but inside that there are multiple themes going on, right? Whether Dursley's life before Harry, then the day when Voldemort goes, so when Voldemort dies, and the day of celebration, and the hint of magic, and when Dumbledore comes, and then that's even more introduction to the magical part of it. So you see, these are separate sequences. Okay, so the whole book is divided into sequences. You get per arc, you get around 6 sequences on an average. And for each sequence, there are in filmmaking terms things which are called as shot. Shot is a real term in filmmaking, which is a single uninterrupted unit of film. So when camera starts rolling, whatever is the uninterrupted part captured by the camera, that is a shot. And generally these shots are actually quite small. There will be 5 or 10 seconds, because the set is being built, the whole room. So if I go from one room to another, okay, if I go from one room to another, then the whole setup needs to be ready at that thing, and we might not have that. So it is shot in small bits and pieces. So we start from the mega level, which is arc, which is also part of act, and then we have subsequences. Inside sequences we have specific shots, and the shots are based on the environment sets or the level which we will build in the game engine. That is what I wrote here. So it corresponds to a very nice distribution. We have per chapter around 3 sequences, per act around 6 sequences. Per sequence, we have 3 to 5 scenes. In each scene, there are 2 4 shots. So this is how the unit of division is. This is the domain knowledge. You can these things actually ask Gemini directly. So if you ask Gemini, it is a great assistant to help us learn. It told me these things, then kind of like dividing this, and then I'm going to take this further into the game or the ebook format I am going to build. So as that thing progresses, as I build, go into the model, I will keep making the video. Right now, this was the status of that project. It's going really nice, and this way of actually mapping this thing to something you love, something which is interesting, is a very amazing way. Because all of this progress I made, it was a lot in part because of how interesting and how interested I am in Harry Potter, right? So doing this research. So if you go on my Goodread profile and see the books I've read, a lot the Harry Potter books I read, it's like I didn't require that much willpower. It was a lot easy to do this. So this is the current progress, and this is the advantage of mapping a boring project to an interesting topic. Your learning accelerates. So follow along if you are on any of these 3 journeys. If you're learning AI, or if you're learning game development, or if you're into filmmaking or anything, this whole series will be a very interesting journey into the application.